Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's not only fascinating, but also quite controversial. It's a blend of psychology, sociology, and a sprinkle of economics. We're talking about cognitive abilities and how they shape employment opportunities across our society. Now, have you ever noticed how some companies, especially the big corporations, they really lean on cognitive ability tests? It's intriguing because even though using IQ tests is illegal in many jurisdictions, these companies cleverly market their assessments as measuring general cognitive ability instead.
Wait, hold on just a second. How is it illegal to use IQ tests? Isn't that, totally weird? Do they think it's rooted in discrimination or something? Laughs.
Exactly. It's often viewed as discriminatory since it can disadvantage certain groups. So, companies tend to focus on general cognitive abilities, which becomes a safer approach. Think of it like this: the SATs, GREs, and LSATs. Those are essentially IQ tests disguised as academic achievement assessments. Crystallized knowledge is what we gather through education and experience, but fluid intelligence? That's about how quickly we process information or tackle new problems.
Oh wow, that's super interesting. So, if I'm following along correctly, fluid intelligence is like how fast your brain runs. It's like the CPU speed of your mind, right? That's a wild way to think about it.
Exactly. Brilliant analogy there. If your prefrontal cortex gets damaged, imagine having a computer with a failing processor. That's when your fluid IQ might drop, while your crystallized IQ typically stays stable.
I get that. But how smart do you need to be for different jobs? I mean, what if someone dreams of being a rocket scientist or something? That's gotta be intense.
Great question. Generally, an IQ in the range of 116 to 130, around the 85th percentile, is often required for professions like attorney, research analyst, or editor. But if you're shooting for those top-tier roles, like a rocket scientist, you're usually looking at an IQ of 145 or higher. That's some serious brain power.
Whoa! So if you have an IQ somewhere between 110 and 115, you could still land a job as a copywriter or sales analyst? That seems doable. But what about the average Joe? Where does he fit into all this?
Right, the average IQ is 100, which might lead to positions like dispatcher, police officer, or receptionist. You see, these jobs require basic competencies but don't demand complex problem solving. As cognitive demands rise, jobs tend to become more repetitive for lower IQ brackets, which aligns better for those individuals.
Oh, I totally get that. But, what actually happens to people with IQs under 85? Is there any sort of solution or support for them?
That's a significant and pressing concern. Society really hasn't tackled this adequately. With basic jobs fading away due to automation, the reality is darker than you'd think, especially considering that the US Army won't even recruit anyone with an IQ below 83. That's about 10% of the population.
Wow, that's kind of staggering. So, what does that mean for those folks? Are they just going to be left behind in this advancing world? That's really concerning.
Unfortunately, yes. There's a troubling connection between rising drug problems and a lack of opportunities, especially among individuals with lower IQs. As roles in driving or manual tasks diminish due to technology, it raises the pressing question: how can we prepare these folks for a tech-driven future?
Yikes, that sounds rough. So basically, if they don't adapt, they could face some massive challenges ahead, right?
Absolutely. Without evolving alongside technology and acquiring the necessary skills, a large segment of the population may find themselves caught in a cycle of unemployment or underemployment, facing real difficulties moving forward. The stakes couldn't be any higher.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. How can anyone even begin to help change that? It seems like such a huge problem to tackle. Laughs.